Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 Manager 2022, and next up is Monaco. We all know my feelings on Monaco, but in the last episode, a bit of a flip reverse, wasn't it? Guan Yu Zhou scoring us points and Alonso getting a crash early on with Hamilton and making him miss out on points. But overall, again, nothing really changing with the cars. I don't think we need to build anything. We have 2 in the warehouse, 2 installed for the chassis. The front wing, we have 2 installed, none in the warehouse. Okay, so let's emergency manufacture 2 of those for $1 million, just so that we've got spares, just in case. Rear wing 2 and 2, side pods 2 and 2, underfloor 2 and 2, and suspension 2 and 2 as well. You'll notice that chassis, we are on our 3rd iteration of the chassis, which did help Guan Yu Zhou out in the last race for a bit more pace. Not that that's ultimately needed in here, is it? So I'm just wondering, do we have... Yeah, we're not getting any increase in speed, so we'll stick with 3. That's not a problem. We'll stick with chassis 3. It's all about slow speed cornering, isn't it, in Monaco? So yes, I'll do practice. We'll be back for qualifying as per usual. See you then. Here we are then, back for what could be a wet qualifying. We're going to be starting on the intermediate tyres, which is a little bit of a concern, and we're going to go for pretty much our best engine components we can put in the car right now, because Monaco is all about track position and starting in a good place. So we're going to go for a lot of non-worn components. Couldn't quite get the confidence spot on with Zhou, 91% for this one. Fernando Alonso 98%, and Filipe Drugovich placed in P1 as well. So lots of experience for all of our drivers there. So let's get engine 3 on for Zhou. We'll get the ERS back to the better one as well, and the gearbox finally. We'll go with gearbox number 7 for Guan Yu Zhou. So yes, our starting on intermediates is going to make Monaco very interesting in terms of qualifying. So hopefully we can get out, put a good lap in, get through to Q2, and then go from there. So quick pause then of the game. Let's have a look at the weather. It's going to say pretty consistent, but I think we're going to want to get out sooner rather than later. So we'll start this off. We're going to send Zhou out first, as we normally do. And I think they're still saying DRS is acceptable at the moment. But the rain is coming. You can see that's going up. Yeah, rain starting. We're going to send both of them out straight away here and see if we can get out without much traffic. Because obviously Monaco isn't the place where you want traffic. So Zhou starts his lap, as does Alonso. Verstappen should have enough of a gap so that you're not going to catch him up. And we've set 2 pretty good laps there. I'm happy with that as the rain comes down. We may have to go and set another one. We go quicker than Vettel. Verstappen goes quicker than us, which I think is to be expected. So yeah, if we just slow this down very briefly, look at the weather. So it's going to get worse. It's never going to get into full wets though. So as the track gets wetter, I mean, Sainz goes much slower than us. Because I'm wondering if we can save engine components and think we're going to be safe, then I'd be all for that, to be honest. Yeah, and the way the track is going, nobody is setting fast times. We're into peak wetness, I guess we'd call it now. If we can get out right at the end, it may be worth it. Let's just, we'll put those intermediates back on the car. So basically not changing anything about it. And we'll just maybe go out right at the end, just to get a bit more. I mean, it's still really wet on track, isn't it? It's getting close to 4mm, which is full wet. So I think we're going to be absolutely fine, to be honest. It is coming down a little bit. Still 5 minutes to go. So 3 minutes to go. It's still a lot wetter than when we set our time, which was down here somewhere. I don't think we're going to have to go again here. We may go just at the end of the pack, just to make sure that we do get another time in when people are going a bit quicker. So everyone's filtering out of the garage. So let's send Zhou, and we'll send Alonso out right at the back. Alonso might not have enough time to get around here. It's going to be touch and go. As there he is. He's got 14 seconds to actually set a fast lap. Is he going to do it? I think he might get spot on here, and he is going to set a time. So we'll follow Alonso round so that we can have a look at the Monaco circuit. But this will be interesting. At the moment, Alonso's P2 and Zhou's P3 in Q1, which I'm really not too upset about. It's just, you've got to hope really that the race, well, if it's a wet race, does that help us out? Maybe it does. Zhou setting a yellow sector 1 as Alonso comes round the first very tight corner. of Monaco into the big hairpin. Into this section here that I always forget the name. I always forget the names of the corners. So Tsunoda doesn't improve. Perez doesn't improve, which I'm going to suggest means we're getting through. Verstappen, a 1:15.6 is the best. Hamilton does go quicker. Sainz goes quicker than Zhou. But 1, 2, 3, 4 people have already gone slower than Zhou. So I'm going to say we could both be in to Q2 here. As that's lots of people going slower than our drivers. We are definitely getting both of them into Q2. So I'm just wondering, do we... No, we'll let them finish the lap. But yes, it's going to be 2 drivers into Q2, which is absolutely awesome for Aston Martin in the rain in Monaco. Lovely, lovely stuff. Who's getting knocked out at the moment? Schumacher, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo and Stroll. And it will be K-Mag as well, because Alonso is definitely not going to go slower than that. So, oh, it's not. K-Mag? Did K-Mag just get out? He did. He knocked Ocon down. Wow. Okay, so both drivers into Q2. Lovely stuff then. Both into Q2, and now it's saying soft tyres. So apparently the weather has improved somewhat, which is good to know, isn't it? Lovely stuff. Let's dive into Q2. So quick check of the weather. Yeah, a completely dry Q2 now. No water on the track at all. So again, I think what we're going to do, send Zhou out early doors. Try and get him out there to... just to get a banker time in generally. We'll go with Alonso as well. The rain has stopped. It's all clear. There is no water on the track whatsoever. So hopefully we're going to be in a decent position here as Hamilton follows Alonso out. Zhou is now starting his fast lap. So he'll accelerate around the streets of Monaco and set a time of 1:11.2, which is beaten by Alonso and Hamilton and Verstappen. So this is going to be a bit more... sort of representative of where we actually sit in terms of pace. Albon goes faster, but Gasly goes slower. I'm going to assume Gasly got held up in traffic there. Vettel's slower. Norris is slower. Right, let's get ready for our next lap, which we will do on fresh softs for both drivers. So at the moment, Perez is slower. Albon, Zhou, Norris and Magnussen all slower than Alonso. We've still got times to come from Leclerc, Tsunoda and Bottas. Leclerc goes top, so he wasn't messing around. And, okay, Zhou is currently quicker than 5 other drivers, but Gasly will definitely improve. So that's one to be wary of. If we can get both of them into Q1, that would be absolutely massive. We're going to try and do what we did last time and give it and get to be one of the last drivers on track. Because, in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to send Zhou. Oh, he's someone. They've just got in front of me, damn it. I was just like, oh, we'll send him out now and get Zhou out. But... we didn't get that just right. But Alonso will be going out there. I think I've left that too late with Alonso. I think I've left that too late, Fernando. And I apologise because that may put you in trouble. Oh, no, maybe not. Nah, maybe not. He could be all right, actually, Fernando Alonso. Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to have plenty of time to get across the line there. So Zhou is the driver in danger. And it's a yellow Sector 1 again for Guan Yu Zhou. Really needs to start improving his second laps in qualifying. He always seems to set his fastest lap when he's first one out. But yeah, so okay, Zhou is not doing too bad. He's trying to follow the Red Bulls. Is Perez getting a tow or is Perez pulling Verstappen round? No, Perez is pulling Verstappen round. So Verstappen should improve. I don't know if Perez will. As Guan Yu Zhou is getting close to the finish line. A green Sector 2, which is good. Green Sector 1 for Fernando, which is going to be positive to get him through. Who have we got crossing the line? So Hamilton has just crossed the line. We've got the 2 Red Bulls coming up next of Perez and Verstappen. So let's see them cross the line. Verstappen stays second. Perez doesn't improve. Zhou doesn't improve. Well, he stays 10th. He improves his time. Sainz and Leclerc in a Ferrari 1-2. It looks like it's going to be at the moment. Zhou drops down already. So Zhou is not going to be making it through to Q1. But Fernando Alonso is putting in a pretty good time here. Lots of people here looking if they're going to improve. Norris improves but can't get out of Q2. Vettel improves but can't get out of Q2. Tsunoda doesn't improve. Magnussen doesn't improve. Fernando Alonso is into Q1 yet again. This man is incredible. What a driver. At the moment, he's on for 8th place in Q2. Well, he's got 8th place in Q2. He's going to be 8th on the grid if we can match these times into Q1, which is incredible. Guan Yu Zhou, beautiful stuff, finishing 11th. I really don't mind that at all. Okay, so we've got Fernando Alonso on a used set of softs now, and we're going to get him out early on. Absolutely no rain coming in. Oh, there is rain coming. Oh, that's going to be interesting. We've got Alonso out nice and early to set a very good time here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring him in very, very quickly. Yeah, a small sprinkling of rain. I'm hoping that time is going to stand for us there. What I would like to do is get Fernando in to the pits again, reconfigure it, get on a fresh set of softs. How much... Oh, the rain's really coming down. I don't think there's much point. You're not going to go quicker. The rain's here till the end. I think Fernando just sits in the pits. We'll see what everyone else does. We've got a new set of softs on in case. But yeah, the rain's really affected Bottas, Perez, Verstappen, and it's going to affect everyone. Oh, this is awesome. We could be starting in 5th. If only I'd put him on a new set of softs. Oh, it's gone to wet, full wet weather, and it's not going to improve. We are starting this Grand Prix in 5th. We're going to be starting in Monaco in 5th. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. They're all going to be going out on wet tyres. They're not going to be able to set a better time. So who's leading it? It's Perez that's leading it. Is he going? He'll improve.
Okay, and all the way to 0. All the way to 0.
He'll improve, but is he going to actually? No. See, awesome. 5th place for Fernando Alonso at Monaco. Come on in qualifying. That is amazing. 5th and 11th. Absolutely superb. Okay, so going into the race, moderate rain is coming in Monaco apparently. So they're saying soft to hards or hard to softs. I sort of feel like we're going to have to start on the hards and the softs because, yeah, a little bit of rain straight away. Okay, I think so. What we're going to do is we're going to go. I need to see the track. That's what we need to. Wow. Okay, loads of rain. Absolutely loads of rain, and then potentially down to inters, back onto... Oh, this is going to be an absolute nightmare to manage this. Okay, so softs until that. Now, they've changed... The patch has meant that you can't really run in wets in intermediate weather. They're really not very quick. So I sort of feel like it's going to be push softs really hard, then intermediates, and then full wets when it gets there. Unless you can very quick... you could probably get rid of that stint. And you probably can go straight onto full wet just because of how quickly that weather gets bad. I think that's what we're going to do. It's just, do you need intermediates here? So what we're going to do on this one is going to go like that. And we're going to play it by ear and see what happens. So Fernando's going to start pushing on softs until that rain really starts to come down. And to be honest, I think we've got to do the same with Guan Yu Zhou. We just got to go onto the softs, push really hard, straight onto the wet tyres as that rain comes in. And it's coming in there. So I think, what's that, 10, 11, lap 11. We come in and pit, and then we'll play it by ear with Guan Yu Zhou as well. So that didn't work, did it? Select number A. Number A. Well done, Dave. Number A. Right, it'll be interesting to see how the AI deal with this one. I have no idea what's going to happen in this race because a wet Monaco could be absolute carnage. But as ever, we're going to start completely pushing. I am expecting safety cars. I'm expecting Lance Stroll to do as he did in practice and put it into the wall. Let's get into this one. It's the Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, the sun is properly shining at the moment in Monaco, so I'm hoping that this weather report is correct. So we're looking on board with Fernando Alonso, and everyone else is starting on what seems to... There's a couple of soft runners in there, a few mediums and a couple of hards. We've gained multiple positions with Guan Yu Zhou straight away up to 9th, which is lovely stuff. And now it's going to be pretty difficult. How did Guan Yu Zhou gain 2 positions off that start? He must have had a fantastic start. So, yeah, literally, I think he just dived out of his position, got onto the inside, and gained 2 places that way. Absolutely brilliant from Guan Yu Zhou. Lovely stuff. You love to see that, for sure. Right, is the wet rain still coming? About lap 10. Zhou up another place to 8th, overtaking both Red Bulls. Oh, my God, this is incredible. The Aston Martin is here, people. The Aston Martin is here. Right, what did we have in terms of pitting? We're pitting on lap 11 for Alonso and lap 11 for Zhou. So I'm wondering if we bring Zhou in on lap 10 and he has a little bit of pain and then he's on those tyres. I think because we're now so close to each other in 5th and 8th that I don't think we're going to be able to double stack them. I think that's going to cost us if we do that. So let's go into strategy view, go to the car, go to Zhou. I think we risk Zhou coming in a lap earlier on lap number 10. And it'll be painful when he first starts, but he'll be on the right tyre as soon as that heavy rain comes. So that's what we're going with. We're up to 5th and 7th, as Zhou has now got Albon as well. Zhou is on a rampage right now. He is on a rampage, and that is lovely. He's going to be pretty close to Alonso here. If he can overtake Valtteri Bottas as well. Zhou has overtaken Bottas and is now hunting down his teammate Fernando Alonso. Although, no, he's not, because Fernando Alonso has just got past George Russell. What a start we have had here in Monaco for Aston Martin. This is superb. And now Fernando Alonso's trying to squeeze his way past Lewis Hamilton, and he has done that. He has got past Lewis Hamilton and is right on the back of Carlos Sainz as DRS is just enabled. There is Zhou now battling George Russell. These soft tyres and pushing them is making a huge difference. Is this... I mean, as long as the rain comes, the strategy's fine. As long as the rain comes, the strategy is fine. We're expecting it to start around lap 10 and then get very, very heavy. So, we have Guan Yu Zhou up to 5th, Alonso up into 3rd. It's just all about the weather. It's all about the weather. So, on to lap 6, and Alonso's still trying to battle with Carlos Sainz as Leclerc is just pulling away. As the tyres will drift off in a little while. Zhou is in the back of this train, as that's a lovely helicopter shot showing us where everyone is. As we come around here, Leclerc well off in the distance, but 2 Aston Martins fighting near the top in this one is lovely to see. It really is. Now we are getting close to Guan Yu Zhou's pit window, and the sun is still very much shining, which is a little bit of a concern. I'm hoping our weather centre isn't too bad. 25% chance of rain in 1 minute's time. Okay, Fernando Alonso has got in front of Sainz and finds himself 5 seconds behind Leclerc in 2nd place. 50% chance of rain in 3 minutes. We're currently on lap 8. I'm wondering if we are going to have to push Guan Yu Zhou's pit stop back by 1, because it's getting very close and there is no actual rain on the track yet. In about 2 laps time, it's 50% chance. Is our weather station going to be correct? We're currently there. I think it might have to be 11 and 12. And if it's that way round, we're going to do Alonso first and then Zhou second. In fact, it's because it's lap 9 now. We're starting lap 9. I don't think the rain's going to be heavy enough for Guan Yu Zhou to come in. So we may be pitting him on lap 12. If we just extend that out now and just say lap 12 for Guan Yu Zhou. Like so. And then Alonso will be coming in first on lap 11. If that's even correct. Do we want to do that? So lap 11 is there. Can you drag him out to 10, 11, 12, 13? It just depends how much this is here. If this goes above like a millimetre, then you should be going on to inters. So I think we're going to leave Alonso where he is. The rain is starting. It's getting wet. Okay, it is getting wet. We're not going to push as hard because it's now raining. And we've gained loads of positions anyway. So, what do we do here? It's really, really... So it's going to get to interweather really quickly. And then it's going to just be interweather for a little bit. A little bit. As soon as that gets above a millimetre... Okay, it's above a millimetre. Oh... I'm really thinking about bringing Zhou in now. Where is he? I think they've just gone past the pits, haven't they, Zhou? Yeah, okay. So you're going to pit in this lap onto wets. Pit this lap. We're going to get Guan Yu Zhou in early. Oh, see, they're all pitting. I think they're going to come out on inters, though. I think they're going to come out on inters. Do we double stack? Do we just double stack them? I think we have to, you know. I think we have to. Wets. I think we have to. So everybody pitting and coming in. The Aston Martins will be slow for a little while. As... Yeah, they're coming out on inters. Hamilton Sainz on inters. I think it's going to be... They're going to have to change to wet weather. Very, very soon, I think. So Alonso and Zhou will be going a little bit slow. But we are going to double stack them and bring them both in for wet tyres. I did select that, didn't I? Hang on. Pause as you're approaching. So... Pitting this lap. pit options, wet tyres, confirm, pitting this lap. Okay, I just want to make sure I had that right. Yeah, look how slow they're going. So, Alonso's in, onto the full wets. Zhou coming in behind him. They're ready with the next set straight away. Okay, 2.6, 2.8 for Zhou. It's a very slow stop for Guan Yu Zhou. I think he got held up by Russell. But overall, we're in a good position here. And we're not going to pit again. We're going to stay on these wets until around here somewhere. This could be so many pit stops. This could be absolutely all over the place. Now, we're going to be at a bit of a speed, well, not in a good position whilst we're on the wets. But for now... Oh, did someone... It looked like someone just crashed then at the back of us in them. But it must have been one of them going into the pits. So let's just ride this out sensibly on standard for now, because... The weather is still coming in, so when this gets to 4, we'll be back and see what the AI do. Oh, here we go. Here comes the rain. So Guan Yu Zhou down in 8th. Albon's overtaking him, that's fine. Alonso still in 4th, setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at one point. He's got George Russell for company. But this rain is really, really starting to come down now, and this is where we should get into our element for quite a while. So, yeah, okay. We'll fast forward it until this gets to 4, and then we're going to see what everyone does. And here we go, 3.98, 3.99, 4 millimetres. It is full wet weather. Alonso still in 5th. Zhou holding on to 8th really well. Track condition has changed to wet. So this is now where it's going to get really interesting. We've got both of our drivers on the correct tyre. And Perez, Verstappen, Ocon and Vettel have done a similar strategy. So we're in a... I think we could be in a very good spot here. A very, very good spot. Sainz, Hamilton and Leclerc surely all going to come in on this lap. I don't think this wet weather is stopping anything. We haven't even got the worst of it. We haven't even got the worst of it yet. So they are definitely going to have to pit again. Wow, okay. So the rain is eased off and is now... We're up here, but there's only 3.6. It's going to come really heavily down. So we may have to pit again. We may now have to come onto the inters. That is not what I thought would happen in this. Lap history, Alonso, 126, 128. So at the moment, the wetters are going faster. But yeah, that's gone down a lot quicker than I thought it would. A lot quicker. Last lap, 126, 124. I know the Ferrari is generally quicker. Do we bring Zhou in for intermediates? This could really backfire now. We've got... not that much of a gap, and they are all on intermediates. Is the rain... It still is raining, but that is coming down, and we are not on the ideal tyre at the moment. What's Russell doing behind us? 124. He's lapping a second quicker. Oh man, that is a ball ache, that is. I mean, Verstappen's doing 124s as well. Perez 125, yeah. Everyone on the wet tyres are now not in a good position, and oh man, that should be really wet. That should be really, really wet. Oh man, okay, we're gonna have to bring Alonso in. What a nightmare this is. I honestly thought that would be very, very different there. Oh, Alonso's gonna have to come in. Zhou, I think we're gonna have to bring in as well because he's on the wrong tyres. Absolute disaster, this one. Honestly, I thought that would be wet for ages. I thought you'd be over 4 millimetres for ages. Only here is it going to pick back up again. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, well, Alonso's going to be pitting pretty soon. As he comes around these corners, he'll swing into the pit. And there he is in the pit entry. It's going to be another double stack for Aston Martin, and we're going to lose a number of positions here. But I'm really surprised Perez and Verstappen are staying out on the wet. Surely they've got to come in as well. Alonso in. Gets them on. Zhou. Oh, that's going to be good timing, that. Because Zhou is going to be just coming in for his change. Yeah, Verstappen pits. So Alonso is going to come out in 10th, it looks like. Which isn't too bad. Is Zhou? Nah, Zhou's dropping down the order. Zhou is dropping down the order here. Alonso does get out, which is good. He does get out in 10th, so he stays in the points. Oh, that is really irritating. That is really irritating. Zhou in 15th. We know that he can make a push for it. Then there likely will be safety cars again. I'm sure there'll be a safety car at some point. It's Monaco in the rain. Okay, so riding on board with Fernando Alonso, lap 26. It's been very uneventful, according that the weather's terrible and it's Monaco. But yeah, Zhou is just massively holding up Perez. He can't get past. The two McLarens are in front of him, but he's miles off them. And Alonso is desperately trying to get past Gasly and Magnussen, which is easy for me to say. But yeah, at the moment, it's pretty dull, to be honest. I was expecting more from a wet Monaco. But I think we're going to be just on intermediates until basically the end. So I guess we should look at some strategy stuff here. We're pushing the tyres a bit more than we planned. And they won't make it till the end. So we're going to have to do another stop. Okay, let's add a new strategy. We're now pushing these. So, I didn't want to do that. We're on inters. We're pushing them. If we push them like that, and then get onto another set of inters, we get that all the way down the end and push those as well. Right, we're going for a very bonkers strategy here. I assume it is going to be inters all the way, although it does die off at the end. Oh, this is irritating, isn't it? This is really, really irritating. Because you could go onto softs at the end. Don't push these. Push them like we are currently pushing them. Get to like there where it's all going to dry up and just see what happens. That's what we're going to go with. Alonso is doing a bonkers strategy. Absolutely bonkers. Right, Guan Yu Zhou. What can you do? What can you do on this strategy? Can you get the... You might be able to get these inters to the end. I think you got to do the same, right? I feel like the rain's going to stop around here. So 71. Draw these out to 71. Get onto the softs. Absolutely rag them. Absolutely rag them. Maybe even lap 70. Let's risk that. Create that strategy. Strategy A. Done. Although that's us not pushing the tyres, which we're not doing. Okay, we're in a good position then. Okay, here we go. So, I think, unless a safety car happens, that's what we're going to do. Just sort of plough on round and see if the situation improves for us. Okay, so it has now gone back to full wets. So it will be full wets for a little while, and then it's going to come back down again, and then it's going to be full wets, and then it's going to come back down, then it's going to be full wets. I don't know what to do. So Verstappen came in and has gone full wets. K-Mag is going to come in and go full wets. Honestly, I don't know what to do in this, because it's going to be full wets here. I mean, do we bring... Do you know what? Guan Yu Zhou strategy is all over the absolute place, isn't it? So, yeah. On to full wets for you. Confirm. Pit this lap because you're not at the pit lane yet. So Guan Yu Zhou is going to come in on wets, and we're going to see. We're going to play Guan Yu Zhou as the weather changes and see what happens. See if he moves up. But Alonso is going to do the strategy we've put out for him. There is a lot of rain on this track. A lot of water. 4.08. See, 4.08 and the line's there. That just died off so quickly. I don't think... Because that's intermediates. Oh, I don't know what to do. Zhou's in the pits. He comes out behind Perez. He's on full wet. So let's compare... We'll compare some times in a minute. So Alonso 129. We'll have to see what Zhou puts in when it's not a pit lap. Okay, so Zhou did a 125, but now it's dropped to below 4 millimeters, so we're back to intermediate weather. Perez is in. So Perez is in and is going... He's gone on to intermediate, so Zhou is now the only wet weather runner. But it's going to go back up. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare, this. It's an absolute nightmare. Let's see how Zhou compares in lap time. So yeah, his 125 was in the full wet conditions, so he was absolutely flying during that. Okay, so comparison wise, Zhou is now going very, very slow compared to everyone else. And the issue I've got is that he's going to come in, and then that could potentially go over 4. Come down again. I think you do intermediates up until this point, get the wets on, then get onto the softs. I think that's what we're going to do. Back in you come, Mr. Zhou. Might as well go for a fresh set of intermediates. Why not? Get them on.
Box.
Poor old Zhou. He's going to be in and out of that pit box more than he knows. Right. Alonso's still up in 8th, though. On the right tyre and intermediates. Chasing down Pierre Gasly still. Okay, so Alonso is still on the back of Gasly. The rain is coming back again. And it's just about timing this when we get onto the wet weather. It's at 3.71 now. So lap 50. Lap 50 is when we're going to get Fernando Alonso, what is this strategy, onto the wet tyre. Right there. So 49. And then at the end, when it dries off around lap 69, we'll play it by ear when it gets there, onto the softs to absolutely rag them. Right. Bloody hell, what a mess of a strategy that is. Right, Guan Yu Zhou, you're also going to have to come back into the pits at some point because that weather is going to be horrible. So we're doing 49, so let's go. Look at that. Bloody hell, add new strategy. Onto the new stint there, onto the wets. You'll be coming in pretty soon. I mean, you're so far off Fernando Alonso that we can actually put you probably bring you in both on the same lap, and then onto the softs as it stops there and rag them as well. Right, create strategy A. Here we go. Some bonkers things happening in Monaco in and around pit stop. So yeah, this is just crazy, absolutely crazy. In fact, let's just go bong, get attacking on them, go aggressive. We know we're gonna have to put the wets on in a minute. But yeah, time-wise, I mean, everyone's now doing similar laps because they're all on intermediate. So no one's really jumping out in terms of lap times. There you go. Track conditions have changed to wet already. Already they've changed to wet. Wow, where is Zhou? Oh, God, we're going to risk this with Alonso now, aren't we? We're going to have to. We're going to have to. So pit options, get onto wets, pit this lap. Pit options, pit onto wets. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, this Grand Prix. I'm assuming everyone in front of us is going to pit because there's no way this goes less now. There's no way it goes below 3 until right at the end. K-Mag is in. He's going on to full wet tyres again. Is anyone in front of Alonso coming into pit? No, some people have carried on. Maybe this is where good weather centres come into it. And having a full max weather centre, you would have been able to predict this properly. But Alonso's coming in to do yet another pit stop. So Albon's in. Magnussen, Verstappen, Ocon and Zhou all coming in as well. Is Zhou already in? Zhou is already in. He better not hold up Alonso too much.
Okay, pit lane.
So Zhou.
Yeah, copy.
He's in. He's going to change onto full wets.
Pit limiter as you come in the pit lane.
Decent stop at 2.7. Alonso is being held though. That's going to hurt Alonso, that one. That's going to really hurt Alonso. Alonso is now out. He has lost the pace to Albon, I think. But yeah, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. Now everyone comes into pit as well. So, oh, this is going to be irritating because we're nowhere near those guys. Has Bottas pitted yet? No, he'll be in. Russell hasn't pitted either. So, right, Alonso, go full beans, mate. See what you can do. See what you can do in the rain. So we've come out in 8th after all the pit stops are done, behind Gasly, who just managed to sneak in front of us coming out the pits. But yeah, this has been ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. This Bottas still has to pit. He's staying out on the inters. I mean, look at this number of pit stops, and you get down to Zhou 5, Perez 5, Verstappen 5. Yeah, just not being able to call the strategy correctly has really hurt us here. As the rain is going to keep on coming, according to this, it's going to keep on coming. 70% chance of rain in 1 minute, and then 100%, 95%, 85%. So I think we just sort of manage this. Let's get the fuel back in line so that we actually finish the race. Still no safety car either. Okay, Alonso going for the move on Bottas, who is massively on the wrong tyres and is falling down the order. Zhou up to 15th and now challenging. Well, he's actually caught behind us because this is Bottas and we're just there ahead. But Zhou is going to get stuck in this train of overtaking Bottas because he's on the right tyres and then having to let him go because he's a back marker. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Hopefully Bottas comes into pit this lap because this weather ain't going anywhere. It's going to come down a little bit and then it's just a case of can we stay on these wet tyres to then go on to the softs. I'm not too sure. It's going to be very, very tough. Right, and this is sort of make or break time now because this is coming down. There's still an 85% chance of more rain, but it's going to drop into the 3s. Do you know, I'm sort of thinking, right, let's just get Zhou in now. We're going to just mess around with Zhou for a strategy point of view. Onto the inters. This is crazy for Guan Yu Zhou. Absolutely crazy. Can he swing in? No, he's just missed it. I think he's just missed the pit entry. Yeah, he has. So Guan Yu Zhou, yeah, so he's going to get past Bottas and then he's going to be told that he's got to let Bottas go. So it's an interesting one. How far ahead is... So Alonso's miles ahead. Do we go inters softs? I think we have to. I think you have to because the wets are so bad when it's not wet weather conditions because of the update. Because that's a long time to stay on wets when they're not in their optimal position. So onto the inters now. There. Push them really hard. Add a new stint. Onto the softs. Like... I don't know, like there. We'll play this one by ear because whatever we go on, we can push them as hard as we go. So what a bonkers race for pit stops. The pit crew have never worked so hard in their life. So Alonso into the pit lane yet again. Oh my, well, this is just absolutely crazy. Guan Yu Zhou this time is going to be double stacked, but I think he'll be okay. So Alonso is pitting in before a lot of the other people who are going to stay out on their wets. Guan Yu Zhou comes in. Alonso is away. And I don't know if he's even going to lose a place here. It's going to be interesting. Bottas is coming past. He's on, and Bottas is still on the inters, but we're on fresh inters, so we should have more pace. Sainz and Hamilton are in. Are Albon and Gasly going to come in? There's a huge gap up to those drivers, so it's going to be quite the effort. But yeah, so according to this, wet weather will be around lap 70, so we just need to keep an eye on it when this drops down. And Alonso is going for a move on Valtteri Bottas on his new, fresher tyres. He's doing a very good job there. And he has got past Valtteri Bottas, which is very, very good. Up to 7th now, Fernando Alonso. The track should dry up soon. Dry weather predicted. But it's not for a little while. The rain has now all stopped, apparently. So let's see how this goes. Intermediates for now. We're going to see when this damp track improves. Okay, so a huge train of cars here as Alonso has got past Gasly and is apparently hot on the tails of Alex Albon, who's 43 seconds ahead of him, which I don't quite understand. Because Alonso's now getting past him, but is he going to have to do that annoying thing with blue flags? No, he's not. Oh, no, it's 45 seconds off Russell. So, yeah, good. Back up to P5 for Fernando Alonso, which is good. Zhou, unfortunately, all the way down in 17th, struggling a little bit. We can actually get him to push on there. Alonso, I am wary of Alonso's fuel situation. We do have to make sure we get something done about that, although Albon has just completely dropped off behind us for some reason.
All okay on fuel. So you can
must have taken a pretty bad exit. 1.4 millimeters, 1.4 now is the weather conditions that we need to keep an eye on. Okay, we're getting very, very close to slick weather running, and it's going to be on to the softs. What are we on? Lap 64, so it's a lot earlier than I thought, because if you look here, 1.03. Where is Zhou? I'll tell you what, Zhou, you're going to be our guinea pig again, mate, unless... Has Alonso... Yeah, Alonso's just gone past. So Zhou, pit options, onto the softs, pit this lap. He's had a bonkers strategy, and it's been absolutely crazy with Guan Yu Zhou. So we just have to fit this in here. Add new strategy, new stint. You're going to go onto the softs from here. Yeah, go on. You can do that. You can definitely push those all the way. Right. You are pitting. Alonso, by the time you've done this lap, you are also going to have to pit for a fresh set of softs. Okay. Right. Zhou is going to come in again. Oh, poor old Guan Yu Zhou. I mean, it could get him a few spots because it's all pretty congested around here. But the track is now dry, so there you go. So Guan Yu Zhou should be pitting at the optimal time. If I brought him, did I bring him in? I didn't bring him in. What a dick. Oh, I did bring him in, but he didn't come in. Oh, maybe I didn't confirm it. Oh well, he's going to be pitting the same time as Alonso then on the same lap. But yeah, massive concertina happening from someone up front here, which I think is K-Mag is causing all of this. I don't know what's going on in that kerfuffle up there. But Bottas is 16 seconds off us, so Alonso is going to have plenty of time to get into these pits and get this change done. So let's just fast forward this until he gets to pits. But nearly a whole race of pit options. I need to make sure. Pitting this lap. Good, they are now both. I don't think Alonso was pitting this lap. So pit confirmed. Yeah, okay. So Alonso will be coming in. Not one safety car. Not one safety car there. So Alonso is coming now into the pits for another stop to get onto soft tyres. Hamilton is in. Sainz is in. Yeah, so they're only just in front of us. And that's because they must have lapped us. So we're going to come out here. We're going to be the first one out of the pit lane. Hamilton is right there, and he was coming up to lap us out of the pit lane, which is crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. But there's only 12 laps to go. We're on these softs till the end. We're going to try and get these ones home and done. Yeah, because that's a lap. Oh, bloody hell. This has been absolutely crazy. Right, Zhou is now pitting. There he is. He comes in and he's on to onto the softs. Lots of people pitting now behind him. So honestly, I don't know what's going on in this race anymore. I don't know what this order stands, where everyone is. Perez is so far off the pace, and Vettel. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. We're going to try and get Alonso's... Zhou's being held for a long, long time there while everyone pits. Tyres are severely overheating. Don't you worry about it, mate. Don't you worry about it. Just keep driving your drive. That's all you need to do, Fernando. Just make sure you bring home some points. That's all we want. Right, push, push, push. We'll have to get your fuel back in line as well. Alonso's is coming in nicely, so hopefully now Alonso's got 5th place secure. I was just watching the map in 1x speed, trying to figure out who's a backmarker and who isn't. So we've got like 7 laps to go. Alonso's here with Perez right behind him, who is a backmarker. And Vettel is right behind Alonso, who I think is a backmarker. You've got Zhou in this muddle of people here, which is just bonkers going on. From Tsunoda down to Zhou, but Verstappen is 48 seconds off Stroll. So I honestly, and Verstappen's up here. So I don't know what's going on in this race at the moment. It's absolutely crazy. We generally just need it to finish so that we can understand who's going to get what points and end up where. Right, we're going to put Alonso into harvest just for a little bit. And then we're going to try and go fastest lap for Alonso. I don't think he's going to be able to get it because it's currently sitting with Sainz. And obviously everyone's probably on softs now. Yeah, for the end of the race. So, but yeah, Alonso's been lapped in 5th. That is absolutely crazy. Monaco is just bonkers, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. Okay, so Alonso has charged up his battery. He's in a decent position. He's fully charged. So at the end of this lap, we're going to tell him to absolutely gun it and see what he can do. He's got a little bit more of this lap to go. Let's just, again, he's letting another... Yeah, he's had to let Hamilton go past him again, which means he's probably now... he's got to let all these cars go past him. Absolutely bonkers, Monaco. I mean, how are they... That's now... We've been lapped twice by the leaders. Right. Let's conserve, harvest, and save the tyres a little bit, because we need to give them... What I need Alonso to be in a little world of his own. I need these people to bugger off. We've got a 16-second gap to Bottas, who is so far behind us. So who is actually behind us? So we've got Vettel, Perez and Hülkenberg. Okay, they're not going to overtake us. So, yeah, we can let a big gap grow to these two in front. Because then we're going to gun it for a lap and try and get the fastest lap with Fernando Alonso. Hopefully, not to the detriment of crashing. But yeah, so there seems to be a good enough gap forming from Hamilton and Sainz down to us. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll have enough to just absolutely gun it on the lap. And we're going to sit on board with Fernando while he does it. Going to come around here into the swimming pool section. There it is. And come around the little chicane. Through here. I mean, we're not too far off lapping our teammate, which is a little bit of a concern. Right then. Deploy. Push. Attack.
So use energy.
Let's get on board with Fernando Alonso as he basically tries to set a qualifying lap around Monaco during a race with no one else around him. Hopefully, this now works. As long as there's no one else coming to lap us, which I'm pretty sure there isn't. We are trying to go for the fastest lap. That is exactly what we're trying to do now with Fernando Alonso. Copy! I love Guan Yu Zhou's radio messages. They're amazing. No more lifting the coast. Copy! Right, come on, Fernando. Okay, purple, sector 1. That's what we like to see. Purple being the fastest of the Grand Prix so far. Fernando Alonso is going for that fastest lap. We did time it right. We're getting some space in front, although there's a lap car in front of us, I think, coming up. And we're going to basically do the same again because we've got 15 seconds to Bottas. So we'll do this, then do another lap or another couple of laps of conserving energy and harvesting up, conserving tyres, conserving fuel. It's double purple for Fernando Alonso. It's worth an extra point. It's worth an extra point, so it could be huge for us, this. As we're just coming around this final corner. As we're catching up, I think, is that the lap car or the Mercedes? I'm not sure, but it looks like Fernando Alonso's going to set the fastest lap. And he's over the line. He does set the fastest lap. So harvest, conserve, save some of your tyres. We've got a 16-second gap to Bottas. So if we can do that again on the last lap, we're going to go for it as well and try and absolutely, basically sprint our balls off at the end with no fuel. That's the plan. Okay, so we've done a good bit of charging here. It is coming into the final lap. So deploy, push, and attack. We still have the fastest lap with Fernando Alonso, but he's going to try and improve it. And hopefully that works. So Guan Yu Zhou, attack, push, and deploy. We'll see what Guan Yu Zhou can do as well. But Fernando Alonso, here we go. Trying to beat his own personal best lap. We're going to sit on the sector times here and make sure no one else is doing purple. Leclerc isn't doing purple and he's on his last lap. So we are pushing for the last lap, or the final lap, the fastest lap on the final lap. And it's just been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy, this Grand Prix. So many pit stops. As it's not a fastest sector 1 for Alonso. It's a yellow sector 1. Interesting. I don't think he's really been able to be held up by anyone. He should be setting a faster time with less fuel in the car. But we'll see how he improves. As I think that's Leclerc. How far has he got of this final lap? Nah, he's got... It's going to be fine. So Alonso is probably going to be bringing it home in 5th with the fastest laps. It doesn't look like Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton or Russell are going to get it. No one behind us is setting faster sectors. So I think it is going to be Fernando Alonso's 5th place finish where he started on the grid. And yeah, you can see here, look how spread out the field is. It's absolutely crazy. As there you go. Leclerc crosses the line in 1st. Sainz in 2nd. Hamilton 3rd. Russell 4th. And Alonso in 5th, and hopefully he will get the fastest lap. As both of our drivers cross the line in what is an absolutely crazy Monaco Grand Prix. So pit stop count, for those that are wondering, 7 for Verstappen, 7 for Zhou, 7 for Perez, 6 for Hulkenberg, 6 for Magnussen, 5 for Vettel, Ocon and Alonso, 4 for Norris, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Ricciardo and Schumacher, and Gasly and Albon doing 3, and Bottas only doing 2 and coming home in 6th. That is very, very good for Bottas. Oh, and Stroll did 2, but he finished 11th, so don't worry about him. So another good points haul for Fernando Alonso, finishing 5th and getting the fastest lap, so he gets a bonus point for that one as well. So into the Drivers' Championship, Fernando Alonso stays in 9th, but big gains on Pierre Gasly in front of him. The gap is now not very much. 7 points. I was going to say, I can't be asked to work it out, but I did. Into the Constructors, we stay in 6th, but 11 points again is a big gain on AlphaTauri and putting a bit more space between ourselves and McLaren as well. So the board were happy with that. We exceeded our expectations at Monaco, which is absolutely brilliant. I do think Drugovich may have got a bonus point. Yes, he did. So Drugovich, I sort of want to get all of these up to 80. Yeah, he's not going to be racing for a while. So let's get all of those up to 80 as we can, as soon as we can. He's going to now be doing every FP1 instead of Alonso, because we seem to be getting the old car setups pretty good. I'm now thinking we're going to go and give Fernando Alonso car 1, 9 million a year. He can have everything exactly the same on a 1-season contract. Let's go for it. Fernando Alonso, I think, has earned himself a new contract. He hasn't actually had that many. He's accepted it. I'm not happy with a 1-season contract. Well, I can change it to 2, but I think you want to retire. So let's renew his contract. We'll pay him that. And Fernando Alonso should now be saying, in his contract, for 7 months still. So did I just give him exactly the same contract to give him 510 grand? Right, well, we'll try and give him another one. Maybe I was meant to say 2 years, I guess. But, yeah, I would thought 1 month meant it would have... so remaining contract ends on the 31st of December 2023, which is, yeah. So I've basically paid him £500,000 to sign exactly the same contract. That's a bit irritating, isn't it? I'm also going to give Drugovic another contract, and we're going to make him our reserve driver for 3 seasons. We're playing the long game with Drugovic. So you're going to get a lump sum bonus. We just try and not give you any money to sign a new contract, Philippe. How do you feel about that? Yep, you're happy. Good. Renew that contract. 3 more seasons of Philippe Drugovic then as our reserve driver, committing to that cause. And that is what you love to see. So, yeah, awesome. Guan Yu Zhou's still got plenty of time on his contract. We'll have to do another one with Fernando because I've ballsed that up again. But, yeah, there we go. Next up is Baku. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.